to Intermediate Level English Language Arts. Okay, now we move on to the next topic, writing a paraphrase. Alright, what would we be expecting for this lesson? Alright, we have two objectives. Number one, learn how to paraphrase. And then number two, understanding the importance of paraphrasing and avoiding plagiarism. Alright, first things first, kids. What is paraphrasing? Paraphrasing is rewriting or repeating the same idea or thought of someone but using your own words. Paraphrasing is different from summarizing. How? When you summarize something, you can use the words of the person. Basically, you're just shortening, right? Something that's so long, you're gonna make it shorter. But when you're paraphrasing, sometimes a paraphrased sentence can be longer than the original sentence, or a paraphrased thing or passage or whatever it may be, right? A speech or whatnot can be actually longer than the original one. Why? Basically, when you paraphrase, you are rewriting it, repeating what was said initially, but using your own words. Okay, so why paraphrase? I mean, if you're gonna use it and it's just gonna become longer, why bother making a paraphrase then? Well, very important, kids. The reasons why you paraphrase, you have two very important reasons. Number one, paraphrasing is important so that you won't claim any intellectual rights of others. What do you mean by intellectual rights? Okay, this is basically anything written and published can be claimed as something as the writer's legal possession. Something that the writer legally possesses. Anything published can be claimed as theirs, right? And when you paraphrase, you are avoiding claiming it. Okay? Example, a certain scientist said that this and this and this is what you have to do. Example, or this and this and this is happening. If you're going to use the exact words of the scientist and you're going to publish it in your own work, say you will post it online or write it in a book, that's plagiarism already. Because you claimed his idea. But if you are to use your own words, okay, and of course you're going to tell where you got it. You got it from this person, you got it from this place, from this website, right? You will avoid plagiarism. Okay, this is why paraphrasing is important. Especially later on, when will you use it? You will be using it for your researches. You'll be using it when you conduct different things like studies and whatnot. Paraphrasing is important. Therefore, you have to paraphrase so that you will avoid plagiarizing. When you plagiarize, you are claiming that the idea is yours, when in fact it isn't. Okay? That is plagiarizing. And be careful, guys. This could actually be an offense that could actually lead you to going to jail. Trust me, you can be imprisoned for plagiarism. You would be fined for a lot of pesos or a lot of so much money just to pay for fines due to plagiarism. Very, very important. Okay, now, how to paraphrase? Well, there are 5 steps. Number 1, read the passage thoroughly. Number 1, step 1, it's very important because you have to know the whole thing as a whole, the whole passage as a whole. You have to understand the passage as a whole first. After you're done with that, step 2, you have to list important points or details or terms or ideas. List them down. Why list them down? It's important because you would have to take note of everything. Important things that were said, mentioned, terms, names, dates, places, the numbers, like for example, 50%, 99%, 5 out of 12, stuff like that, right? Very important. List all of these down. And then step 3, try to write what you understood based on what you remembered. Try to rewrite the whole thing. Okay? You could repeat it, and then after that, compare it from the original text. That's step 4. Look at the original text again. Compare it. Did you copy certain sentences? Right? Did you use the same sentences? Okay. Make sure that you did not. Okay? That's why you compare in step 4. So if there are times you did copy, then change a few things. If you forgot a few important details, then you add them, right? But that's how you do it. And then step 5, don't forget to cite the source that you used for the passage. Very important. Don't forget to cite it. This these 5 steps, I actually got this from the website below. You can see the website over there below. And I actually paraphrased them, right? This is the original text in that website below. Step 1, read the passage several times to fully understand the meaning. Step 2, note down the key concepts. Step 3, write your own version of the text without looking at the original. Step 4, compare your paraphrase text with the original passage and make minor adjustments to phrase that remain too similar. And step 5, cite the source where you found your idea. How was I able to paraphrase it? Let's look at the side-by-side on it, right? Sometimes when you paraphrase, you could actually make things shorter. Like for example, in step 1, the original text is read the passage several times to understand fully the meaning. Understand the meaning, right? But step 1 in my paraphrase text, read the passage thoroughly. That's it. That's it. But then there are times when it actually gets longer. Example, step 2, note down the key concepts. That is what was written in the original text. But in my paraphrase, list important points, details, terms, ideas. It's actually longer, right? That's how you do it. In step 3, how did I do step 3? I added certain words or verbs to it. Example, in step 3, it doesn't say try. But in my paraphrase text, I said try. Try to write what you understood. Okay. Also in step 3, in the original one, there's no understood. Right? It's your own version. But in my paraphrase text, what you understood. Okay. How about in step 4? In step 4, right, the word compare was used in my paraphrase text, but I did not start the sentence with compare. Rather, I started with look. And then I said, look at the passage again and compare. Compare to the step 4 there, which was written in the original text. Compare your paraphrase text with the original passage. That's how you do it. And in step 5, look at step 5. I copied the first 3 words, right? Cite the source or cite the sources, right? In the original text, it's cite the source. In my paraphrase text, it's cite the sources. That's fine. Using a few words here and there is fine. Okay? But then look at how I finished the sentence. You used for the passage. That's how I paraphrase the text. Compared to the original one, you found your idea. Okay? That's how you paraphrase. There are other ways to do that. Here is an example that you can find in your book, right? Just at one glance, you could see that the paraphrase text is longer. Look at the original text. The number of foreign and domestic tourists in Netherlands rose above 42 million in 2017, an increase of 9%, and the sharpest growth rate since 2006. The National Statistics Office, CBS, reported on Wednesday. Okay? That is the original text, right? But look at the paraphrase text, okay? According to the National Statistics Office, you started with that it was actually a record from the National Statistics Office, which was also repeated from the original text. The Netherlands experienced dramatic growth in tourists. Didn't say dramatic growth ever. Rather, in the original text, it's sharpest growth. But here you said, but in the paraphrase text, it's dramatic growth, right? Terms about like 2017 and 42 million tourists are repeated, right? Okay. And even 9% and 12% and 12 years is actually also repeated from the original text. But no, the 12 years is not. Why? The 12 years there is actually from instead of saying it's from 2006, since 2006 in the original text, right? In the paraphrase text, in 12 years. So it was already computed. Okay? This is news that was written 2018. See how it was paraphrased, right? Basically, sometimes some paraphrases are like that. They are longer than the original one. But what's important is you did not use exactly what was written. Rather, you used your own words. Okay. So, another example. This one is a passage from The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Okay. In the original text, a heart is not judged by how much you love, but by how much you are loved by others. This is by L. Frank Baum. But in the paraphrase text, which I have written, by the way, I made this one. The previous one was gotten from your book, but this one, I made this paraphrase text. You can see what truly matters is how much others love you and not how much you love others. Okay? The main idea, the main essence is still there. It's still there. It's written there. That's basically what you do. You just have to understand the whole idea, make sure that you would include the idea in your paraphrase text, all of the important things, and then say it with your own words. That is how you paraphrase. Now, guys, what will you do? You're gonna paraphrase the following texts. I will give you the texts, and you're gonna paraphrase it. Use your own words, okay? You can copy important details or terms, but do not copy everything in the sentence. What is the text? Okay, this is the text. This is actually 2 paragraphs. This is the first paragraph. Okay, I will not read it anymore, but please pause it, or don't worry, I will post it in Schoology so you could actually see the whole text, right? I got this from the website. It's going to be shown on the next page. This is the first paragraph. This is the second paragraph. Okay? All right. Oh, wait, no, this is just the same. Oh, my goodness. All done. There we go. Oh, I repeated the first paragraph. Whoops. So, okay. Basically, these are the 2 paragraphs. This is paragraph 1. Let's go back. This is paragraph 1. Okay. And then this is paragraph 2. Alright? These 2 paragraphs. So, you're gonna give me 2 different paragraphs, right? 2 separate paragraphs. And you are going to paraphrase it by paragraph. So, the paraphrase text you're gonna give me is a paragraph. 2 paragraphs. Alright? So, write the 2 paraphrase paragraphs in your notebooks or pad papers. Take note, 2 paragraphs. Paraphrased. Write paraphrase as the activity title and do not give it a title anymore. No. Send it online. Again, notebooks or pad papers. Alright? Yes? So again, very important. Paraphrasing is important to avoid plagiarism. It's an important thing. Later on, you will be using this when you write your research papers later on, as in grade 6 later on, and even in your final project when you have to research too. A very important skill you have to do is to paraphrase. Alright? And that pretty much ends our lesson on paraphrasing and why it's important and how to do a paraphrase text.